You wake up at 6:17 in the morning. Your alarm has already been going off for 3 minutes. Before your feet even touch the floor, you check your phone. One notification. Your paycheck has been deposited. $2,846. For years, that number meant relief. Rent was covered. The credit card could be paid. Groceries wouldn't feel dangerous for another 2 weeks. Your paycheck wasn't just money, it was oxygen. And every 14 days, you waited for the next breath. But this morning, there's another notification. Your investment account is up $3,214 this month. You stare at the two numbers. Your job paid you $2,846 for 2 weeks of meetings, deadlines, traffic, emails, and answering messages after work. Your investments made $3,214 while you were sleeping. And for the first time in your life, your money just made more than you did. The strange part? Nothing happens. No confetti. No congratulations. You don't suddenly quit your job. You still have to shower, still sit in traffic, still attend the 9 a.m. meeting you've been avoiding all week. But something has changed. Not in your schedule, in your head. Because until today, you thought your salary was the machine building your future. Now you realize your salary was only helping you build the machine, and the machine has finally started running on its own. But 5 years earlier, none of this existed. You had almost nothing invested. You made decent money, but every month ended exactly the same way. Paycheck comes in, bills go out. Whatever survives gets slowly eaten by normal life. A car repair, a dinner you didn't plan, a subscription you forgot about, a weekend that somehow costs twice what you expected. You weren't irresponsible. That was the frustrating part. You weren't buying luxury cars. You weren't flying first class. You were just living. And somehow, living always seemed to cost exactly as much as you made. Then one afternoon at work, you overheard someone talking about investing. Nothing exciting. No secret stock. No crypto that was about to explode. He simply said, every payday, money automatically left his account and went into investments before he had the chance to spend it. That sentence stayed with you because you had always done the opposite. You paid everything first and promised yourself you'd invest whatever was left. The problem? Nothing was ever left. So that night, you changed the order. You started with $250 every payday. Not enough to feel exciting, just enough to feel slightly uncomfortable. During the first month, you checked the account constantly. Up $18, down $27, up $41. You honestly wondered how anyone became wealthy doing something this slow. Then life got busy, and that was probably the best thing that could have happened. You stopped checking, but the transfers didn't stop. Every payday, $250, then $350. Eventually, $500. Whenever your salary went up, you increased the contribution before your lifestyle had the chance to absorb the raise. From the outside, almost nothing changed. Same job, same apartment, same grocery store, same complaints about gas prices. But underneath your normal life, something was quietly growing. At $10,000 invested, it didn't feel like much. At $25,000, you finally felt like you had started. At $50,000, market movements became noticeable. Then you crossed $100,000. And suddenly, the numbers started behaving differently. A 1% increase wasn't $100 anymore. It was $1,000. A 2% move could mean $2,000. No extra shift, no promotion, no asking your boss for a raise. That's when you finally understood something. In the beginning, almost all the progress comes from you. You earn, you save, you invest, you push the snowball uphill. But eventually, the money you already invested starts helping you push. And then comes this morning. You're sitting in your car outside the office, engine off, coffee getting cold beside you. You open the two numbers again. Paycheck, $2,846. Investment growth, $3,214. Of course, you know this won't happen every month. The market goes up, the market goes down. Some months your portfolio may lose far more than your paycheck. This isn't guaranteed income. And it definitely isn't a reason to quit your job tomorrow. But that's not why this moment matters. It matters because, for the first time, you've seen what's possible. There are now two workers in your life, you and your money. For most of your life, only one of you showed up to work. Now both of you do. You walk inside, same security badge, same desk, same computer, same overflowing inbox. But your job feels different. Your boss asks whether you can stay late Thursday. Normally, a question like that carries more weight than it should, because your job doesn't just control your working hours. It pays for your apartment, your food, your insurance, your entire future. Now you can see something you couldn't see before, a version of your life where that isn't permanently true. Maybe not today, maybe not next year, but eventually. And once you see that possibility, work starts losing some of its power over you. A bad meeting becomes just a bad meeting. A difficult boss becomes just a difficult boss. A missed promotion becomes frustrating, not devastating. Because while you continue working for money, your money is slowly learning to work for you. Years pass. You keep investing. Not perfectly. There are expensive months, unexpected bills. And one year, the market falls hard. You watch your portfolio lose what once would have taken you years to save. For a moment, you want to stop everything. But you don't. The automatic contributions continue. Eventually, the market recovers. And as your portfolio grows, the movements become harder to ignore. A good month can equal 1 paycheck, then 2, eventually even more. And that's when your relationship with money changes again. You stop asking only, how much do I earn? You start asking, how much of my life does my money already cover? 1 month? 6 months? A year? Several years? And suddenly, being rich means something completely different. It isn't the car, it isn't the watch, it isn't flying first class. It's opening your laptop on Monday morning, knowing you're there, because you choose to be, not because one missed paycheck would destroy your life. You don't immediately quit. Financial freedom rarely looks that dramatic. Instead, you start behaving differently. You take your full vacation. You stop saying yes to every request. You turn down the promotion that pays more, but would make you miserable. And when your company announces another restructuring, everyone around you starts panicking. But you don't. Not because you predicted it, not because you're smarter, because somewhere along the way, you built a second source of financial strength, one that started with a tiny automatic transfer you almost cancelled. And that's what nobody tells you about the moment your investments finally make more than your job. The excitement lasts maybe 5 minutes. Then something much more powerful replaces it. Control. Your paycheck is no longer the only path forward. Your job becomes optional in your mind, long before it becomes unnecessary in reality. And maybe that's the real turning point. Not the day you become a millionaire, not the day you retire, but the day you realize your time is no longer the only thing capable of making you money. Because you only have 24 hours in a day, your money doesn't. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't take weekends off. It doesn't need motivation. It just needs time. And in the beginning, it feels like nothing is happening. Until one completely ordinary morning, you look at 2 numbers on your phone. One from your employer, one from your portfolio. And you realize the machine you spent years quietly building in the background has finally started working harder than you do. And after that, you never look at a paycheck the same way again.